Hey guys, OldGuyGaming here, back with a channel update video. So I've not done one of these before, so I'm going to kind of have an opportunity to talk about the channel, talk about the stuff I've done, the stuff I'm hoping to do in the future, and I'm looking for some help, really is what I'm talking about here in this particular video. There's, at the time of recording, I'm looking at like somewhere in the neighborhood of between 580, 585 subscribers, and you guys are a huge thank you to all of you. I really do appreciate it. Some of you guys have been with me for a long time, and I want to help the channel continue to grow. So we have some changes that are coming to the game shortly of Magic the Gathering Arena that I'd like to discuss. I also have some other things of how I'd like, at least what I'm thinking of how to expand the channel and try to touch into other areas. Because the channel, while it is centrally focused on Magic the Gathering Arena, and that is not going to change, that is going to be my primary focus, there's a couple of other areas I'm debating branching out into, and I'd love your opinion. Help me out to make this channel really what you would like it to be, or what you think would be cool to do. So I've taken some notes. I'm going to kind of run through them real quick. So we're going to break this up into a couple of sections. First is going to be MTGA, stuff relating to Magic the Gathering Arena specifically. That's going to be the top end of this. This is going to be the first thing I'm going to cover. The next thing I'm going to cover is paper Magic, because while, yes, I do play Arena a lot, and that's all you ever see me play, I was going to say, I just did some of my Planeswalker videos. I clearly have paper Magic products that I do open. And I know the opening videos do really well on YouTube. Some people like watching people open booster boxes, bundles, Planeswalker decks, deck builders toolkits. We'll get to that. I'm kind of covering over one topic already. The next topic after that are going to be other PC games. I do quite a bit of PC gaming, and there may be some other things I'd like to touch on, so we'll get to that. And then the last one is going to be a sort of an experiment, which is going to cover potentially tabletop RPGs. So let's kind of get to the top end for the main topic, which is going to be Magic the Gathering Arena. Rotation is right around the corner. At time of recording, we're a couple weeks away from Throne of Eldraine coming in, and we know that rotation's happening. So with it is going to bring not one but two brand new formats to the game of Magic the Gathering Arena. Now, up until this point in time, I've not had to struggle with this at all. Arena has been standard and standard alone. I love the fact that I can go back and look at some of the tweets from the original Magic Arena developers saying that Arena was only ever going to be standard. That's all it's going to be, is just standard, standard, standard. And it's interesting to me to see now that Wizards not only is going to embrace a historical format, which is basically akin to a light version of Modern, but they're also going to be bringing cards in that weren't in Arena into the game. Now, I was not part of the alpha testing, and I only hopped on into closed beta testing after the Amonkhet and Kaladesh sets were already in play. So that's whenever I got into closed beta. But I am well aware of the fact that there are those who are there longer than I am that know that cards almost all the way back to Shadows over Innistrad are already programmed into the game. They just need to flip a switch and turn them on. So it's interesting to me to see where this historic format is going to go. My question, of course, is with historic is, are you even interested? Are you only a standard player and only want to see standard deck plays? Let me know in the comments down below. Let me know what your thoughts are on that. Historic is a format that genuinely interests me because I don't do a ton of modern playing because, well, I'm married, I have kids, and I don't have $4,000 to spend on a modern deck. Now, I know there are going to be modern players out there that's like, oh, you can get into a modern deck with, less than $300, which is, like a good standard, a good competitive standard deck, and you can just build from there. I know that that's the case, but for me, standard has always been my baseline of play, and because of how my history with Magic worked, I didn't really get back really heavily into Magic until Shadows over Innistrad came back in, so I missed out on a lot. Everything from 8th edition moving forward. So just jumping into Modern didn't feel right to me. But Historic is different because I've played all the cards. All the cards that are in Arena I've played with, I know what they do, and I'm super interested in playing it. So I have an interest in covering historical format. Now, obviously, Wizards is not supporting that nearly as much as they're supporting the standard format. They're definitely going to have like 1 or 2 events a month. And that's what I'm thinking about covering. I'm thinking about covering those historical events just on the basis. But if you're more interested in historical, let me know. So that way I can try to, If a vast majority of you are only interested in standard, that's fine. But if there are some of you, I'd like to be able to help everyone out and have a video for everyone when it comes to Arena. Now, this comes also including with Brawl, because Brawl is going to be coming shortly after Throne of Eldraine as well. Now, by this point in time, you should have already seen my videos where I played the Brawl event, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I recognize probably the first event, I probably was kind of a little down on it because I didn't quite get it, but as I played more of it, I got it. I got my head wrapped around it. And I already started having 1,000 ideas of how I wanted to build decks playing in Brawl. It was fun. I enjoyed it. It was definitely not nearly as competitive as standard play. It was really kind of enjoyable for me to play. Is Brawl a format that you're interested in seeing? Because I think they're going to be supporting that more than they are going to be supporting the historical, let alone, and again, at the time of recording this, they still haven't addressed the 2 wildcard for 1 deal that they're trying to pull off. Yeah, that's stupid. What they're really going to end up doing is a 1-for-1. I think they kind of announced it as a slow burn to see how badly the public was going to react to that. But yeah, so those are my concerns. We have 2 new formats coming to Arena. Are you interested at all in seeing these formats played on the channel? If yes, let me know in the comments down below. If not, let me know in the comments down below so that we can do that. There's also a rumor floating around, and I don't know how much validity there is to it, that Pauper might be coming as a playable format on regular events in Arena. And if that's the case, also the same thought process. I love Pauper. Pauper is an amazing format, even in paper, because if I get to play with cheap old cards, it's great. So with all of these new formats, which formats are you interested in? Is it, I mean, obviously the vast majority of this channel is going to be dedicated to MTG Arena and standard play. That's not going anywhere. That's not changing. It's just when those events come up for historical, for Brawl events, maybe Pauper events, do you want me to cover them or not? That's pretty much what I'm kind of getting at. So the second topic I want to touch on is I've had more than enough people make requests, either send emails to me or comments in the videos I've done about Twitch streaming. Now, normally so I've avoided it. I have a Twitch channel. It is obviously in the notes in every video I've ever done, but I don't really do a ton of work there. And the reason for it is fairly simple. Twitch streaming, to be successful, in my opinion, you have to do it on a fairly regular basis. 2 or 3 times a week, 4 or 5 hours a day, 3 or 4 hours, whatever it is. And obviously, I have a full-time job, wife, kid, family. We have events. I've got, this kid going here, that kid going here. We got this after-school event. I don't have the time in my day to be able to successfully do professional Twitch streaming. However, I do record normally. I record all of my videos in one night, where I sit down and actually just record 3 videos for the week, cut them up and edit them the following day, and get them up on YouTube. What I have heard in the suggestions was just stream that. So do my normal recording, just stream it, and then I get the added benefit of the interaction between you, the viewer, and myself, so I can actually watch a chat and actually have conversation with other people while I'm playing the game. Because don't get me wrong, being a YouTuber has been an exhilarating experience. First of all, I feel like it's something I'm going to be doing anyway because it's my hobby. One of my hobbies is playing Magic. So be able to play it and then just kind of record it is kind of cool. And the fact that people like you are enjoying it and watching the videos actually kind of blows my mind, to be honest with you. But it is kind of lonely. I'm not gonna lie. So I like the idea of having personal interactions with people while I'm playing. So it is something that I'm debating. I normally record on Fridays or Saturday nights, depending on what our activities are with the family. And it would be really simple for me to just hit stream on OBS and record at the same time, and then be able to interact with you, the viewers. Is this something that you'd be interested in seeing doing? If you understand going in to the fact that maybe I don't stream on Friday night, I stream on Saturday night because somebody had soccer practice or somebody had hockey practice or there's some event that prevented it, so not having necessarily a regular schedule. Is that something that's okay with you? Because again, if I'm doing it as a hobby, maybe I can do it like once a week it takes me about 2 to 3 hours sometimes. So I could be on for 3 hours streaming. If that's something that would interest you, let me know in the comments down below. That'd be super helpful. And the last thing I want to talk about are collaborations. I've also had a couple of other smaller YouTube channels like myself. I consider myself a very small YouTube channel. who are interested in doing collaborations where we play games against each other or we just simply have interactions while we're doing it. And I love the idea. So if you yourself are a small time or mid tier, or hell, if you're one of the big guys, go ahead, let me know. And you want to do some collaborations with the channel, reach out to me. There is an email address in every description for every video. Let me know. If you are considering doing YouTubing and you don't know what you're doing, you don't know what equipment to get, I'm an IT guy. I can help with that. So I can let you know what information you need as far as computers, software, kind of get you started. I would love to help another YouTuber get started. It would be absolutely fun. And if we can do those collaborations together, we can kind of cross-pollinate together. I sort of like the idea of all the small YouTube MTGA guys, all of us getting together and kind of forming like a league of small YouTube channels and getting together and sharing content together. I sort of kind of like that, like a UN of MTGA small YouTube players. I love the idea of that. That just warms my heart. But that's just me. I'm a social person, and I love the idea of not only helping other YouTubers who want to get started, or getting help from someone if someone can help me do a better job. So again, if you're interested in collaborations in your YouTube channel, drop me down. There is an email in the description down below. Drop me an email. Let me know. I'm all for it. Absolutely love the idea of it. So that's going to cover the MTGA stuff. If that's where you're done, stop here and we can thank you, like, subscribe while you're here. That'd be fantastic. And we can move on. But let's get into the paper magic. So again, as I mentioned before, and I kind of like got one over most of this, obviously I have paper magic products. Obviously I go out on, I don't do Friday night magics because the standard events are usually on Saturday at my local store. So I do standard showdowns. I do actually physically go out and buy paper cards. I've got boxes, which you can't see on camera, boxes and boxes and boxes of cards that are just stored here. There's obviously some behind me of all the like bundles that I have bought. They're not fat packs anymore of all the bundles. So I do purchase paper magic product for my own stuff. But normally I just bring it home, open it and see what's there. Or I open it at the store. And one of the guys at my local store said, well, why don't you just put a camera on it and do what all the other guys do? Hey, I bought a bundle. Here's me opening 10 packs and here's what's in it. Those videos get thousands of views. And I'm like, well, I don't see why not. I have the equipment here. I can do it. Are you interested in actual paper, physical paper products openings, like the stuff I normally buy? I don't normally buy booster boxes because I don't feel that they're worth the money, to be perfectly honest with you. Like if I need singles, I'll just go out and buy the singles I need. But I'll buy a bundle every once in a while because that's not nearly an investment. I'll buy the Planeswalker decks, deck builder toolkits, stuff like that. That stuff I'll buy and crack open. And sometimes I just come from the store. It's like, hey, give me 5 packs of this, and then crack them open just to see what you get out of it. So if paper magic products are something that interests you and seeing videos of, hey, watching this person opening product, let me know in the comments down below. That'd be fantastic. I think I might end up doing that anyway, for the record, simply because, well, again, I go through so much of it, and it's content. Quite frankly, it's content, and if it does really well and people really enjoy it, I'm probably going to do some test videos and see how it goes. But let me know if you'd like to see that kind of material or you want to see more of that material. So that's going to cover the magic part of it. Old Guy Gaming represents, because I am clearly, as you can tell from all the crap behind me, I'm a nerd. And I do a lot of gaming that is outside of Magic. I do a ton of PC gaming and console gaming too, when I have the time, when my wife lets me. And there's some games that are out right now or soon to be out that super interest me that I'd like to start streaming or start playing and putting on the channels. And I want some thoughts on those. The first game that's right off the top of my head is Bloodstained, which was a what's the word I'm looking for? It is a ceremonial successor to Castlevania Symphony of the Night. It's the same developer, the same person who wrote the game, but left Konami whenever he did it. And it's been years in production, and I really want to play that game because Symphony of the Night was one of my favorite games. Good old-fashioned side-scrolling platformer, and it's out for PC. It's on Steam, and I'm like, I want to play that game. But I want to make sure, of course, if I'm going to play a game, it's going to be on my computer. I can make a video on it too. So seeing me play other games other than Magic the Gathering Arena, is that something that interests you? So Bloodstained is definitely one of them. My father, who I love dearly, is in a huge Guild Wars 2 guild, and they have been raiding and doing all this crazy stuff. And every time I talk, I mean, I'm talking every dinner with my dad, I have to go through about 15 to 20 minutes of hearing what his guild's been up to in Guild Wars 2. And he's always asking me, "You and your son should play. You guys should come and play Guild Wars 2." So I think I'm slowly starting to bend to the pressure. Like, okay, I haven't played an MMO in a really, really long time. I'm debating doing that. And of course, like I said, if I'm going to be playing a game on the PC, I can just as easily hit the record button or the stream button and do some of that. So some of these other games, WoW Classic is another one. I have a bunch of friends who've jumped back onto the WoW, which is amazing to me that WoW Classic is really getting as much as a push as it is, and how popular it is. It's the same game. It hasn't changed. But it's doing really, really well in numbers as far as how it's doing for Blizzards, and the games being played on Twitch. It's just crazy. So these are things that I am debating, just because, there are other things that I do in front of, this machine and this camera sitting here that I could be putting out there as content for my viewers. So if you are interested in those kinds of things that are outside of Magic, outside of MTG Arena, and you want to see me play other games. The other one that's off the top of my head, there's two. Last of Us 2, I really, really can't wait for. And then whenever they finally get the Final Fantasy 7 remastered out, oh my god, I cannot wait for that game. 7, my two favorite games all time, top 5 all time, came from the PS1, and that was Final Fantasy 7, Castlevania Symphony of the Night. So obviously with a remastered version of 7 and Bloodstained as a successor, a ceremonial successor to Castlevania, oh my god, yeah, those are games I'm super interested in getting into. So again, drop a comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are, if that's something that would interest you, seeing me do other stuff. And the last thing I want to bring up is I clearly, if you can take a look, clearly love tabletop role-playing games. Obviously, I'm old, and I'm an old guy, and I game. That's where the name came from, by the way, for Old Guy Gaming. And I started playing Dungeons and Dragons back whenever I was in, I don't know, 3rd or 4th grade. First edition, moved all the way through 2nd, 3rd, touched on 4th, and 5th, played Pathfinder, played the Star Wars old D6, the vampire ones from Whitewood Studios. I've done a lot. And what am I thinking? Rifts I've done a ton of games. So there's a couple of, let me refocus. The primary reason why I'm mentioning this is because there is one of the areas I've always wanted to role-play in and never really had the opportunity to, is the Alien universe. So like the Ridley Scott 1977, 79 Aliens, James Cameron kind of like xenomorph role-playing game. There's a publishing company called Free League Games, and they are doing a fantastic game. I've already done the pre-order. I'm already getting this gigantic game, and actually I want to, just for cheating purposes, I just want to show off some of the art that's coming from that game. This is the artwork that they've done for this is beautiful. And they've, like I said, they've already released to people who did the pre-orders what's the cinematic preview kit. I want to start role-playing this game, and I want to start doing it with some of my friends online, or maybe I want to do it with you. Is this something that you're interested in doing? We're thinking about getting about 4 to 5 players into this game, and quite literally streaming the game, putting it up on the channel. This is something that really interests me. There's also Pathfinder is now in its 2nd edition. I jumped ship. I'm sorry, Paizo. I apologize. When 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons came out, and it's a good, strong, hard game. I love the game. It's so easy for my kids to play. I jumped back to the old mothership whenever 5th edition came out, and I still want to do things like Curse of Strahd. I can probably pull this back up now. There we go. So Curse of Strahd is I've got the module. I want to play that one. And of course, Pathfinder 2nd edition, I'm sort of semi-interested in. But the Alien RPG is something that really interests me. And I love the idea of having like a bi-weekly stream for 3 or 4 hours of me and a few friends just playing this game. Is that something that you would be interested in seeing? Is that something that would be fun for you to see? I like the idea of expanding out into other areas other than MTG Arena. Nothing against those of you that are here to see Arena. That is not going anywhere. I will still give you 3 videos a week, like clockwork, like I always do, of Arena. I'm thinking about expanding those videos to doing more videos per week. It's just going to be touching on other areas. Product openings, for example, being one of those things I'm definitely considering. Playing other video games like Let's Plays, and of course, diving into the tabletop role-playing game via Skype or Google Hangouts or whatever the hell I'm going to get it to work. Let me know your thoughts, though. This is the direction I'm thinking about taking the channel. If I have enough of you down there that go, nope, you're perfect, just keep it the way you are, we love the way that you're doing things, okay, great, fine, perfect. That's what I'll do. But I'm looking for some feedback from you guys to see what your thoughts are. So if you haven't had the opportunity, check that out, by the way. The Free League, Alien RPG. If you even have a remote interest at all in the genre or in the movies, check it out. The artwork alone is just fantastic. The game is super easy, and the cinematic version of the game is genuinely designed that most of your characters are probably going to die. They know going in that most of the characters are not going to make it out and survive. So there's something funny about that. About, yeah, because it's not Dungeons and Dragons in space. It's, well, we're trying to beat the monsters and we're trying to level up. No, most of us are going to die. And if you go into a game with that mentality, it's so much fun. Anyway, I hope that that all came across. I hope any questions, comments, remarks, by all means, please leave them in the comments down below. I'd like to grow the channel. Like I know I jokingly say that my goal is to hit 1,000 subscribers. And I do this mostly as a hobby. It's because I enjoy it, because it's fun. And I love that you guys are getting some level of enjoyment out of watching me play games. That's fantastic. If we're both doing it for fun. And if I have other things I do for fun other than Arena, and I'm kind of like to dip my toe into that pool of other things. So let me know your thoughts. I do hope you guys enjoyed the video. I guess we'll see you again in the arena.
This video was brought to you in no small part by our patrons. If you would like to help out the channel, go to www.patreon.com/OldGuyGamingMTGA, and thank you for your support.